Alright, should we go for some more Manfield Night? Everybody's been picking Manfield Night today. Apparently all the players. By the way, the players chose maps for every game that's been on stream today. I didn't choose them. I'll have to ask them. SRG, what map you want? Everybody's picking Manfield Night, but they get the choice because in this, I made the higher seed gets to choose map and team color for this. And they want Manfield Night. Everybody wants Manfield Night. I guess it's just the best map, according to the high-level crew battles community, which is developing rapidly. I really appreciate all of you guys tuning in and getting hyped for the stream today. Hopefully you've had a good time. But yeah, let's get into this one. Can SRG do what they're expected to do? Qualify straight through the upper bracket. Dignitas couldn't do it. Singularity are already out of the upper bracket. Mouse couldn't do it. A lot of teams falling into lowers, but SRG, the only team besides Vitality who are expected to go all the way here and have made it. Let's see if they can continue. I think the 3v3 is the best chance for Nameless to get a win here. 2v2 maybe going to be an interesting matchup as well, but you've got to expect that Dement's insane 1v1 run is going to end at some point. He's beaten, let's just give you guys a quick summary of Dementia and his 1v1 play today. He's been absolutely flying through everybody that he's played. Beat Scrub in ones. He beat OSM in ones before that. One of those games was 12-5. Like, unbelievable ones performances by Dement today. But yeah, I think that Khaled is probably going to be a different beast. I don't know if Khaled is going to be as easy to upset, because he's just so solid. I still think Khaled is the best ones player. And hey, he's pretty good at threes as well, and so are SRG. They did drop a 3v3 earlier today, if I'm not mistaken, but they're punishing defensive misplays here. That was pretty quick by Khaled. Why did he get in position for that one so fast? But yeah, you've got to wonder. These touches are not going to go unpunished if Nameless keep on firing the ball out of control in defense. SRG are a very fast team. They love to play aggressively in the opposition half. Now, Khaled is actually the most defensive of their team. Double touch from Senzo. I mean, they're just really not leaving anything up for grabs here. I think they took a while to warm up to 3v3 today. They lost 3v3 twice to Aeriality in their first match of the day. They lost they were losing 3v3 to Barcelona 3-0 before they came back to win that one. But it looks like that comeback win against Barca has really ignited their 3v3 game, because they are hot out the gates in this one. You know, Ocelon, Rix Ronde, familiar names to you guys who have been following the Rocket League scene in EU for the past few seasons. Dement, a new guy, Dementia. Probably just going to be calling him Dement for a lot of times. It's too I can't get Dementia right enough at the time. Actually, I'm doing pretty good with it now to say that. But yeah, SRG really proving right now at least why they are expected to go deep into this tournament. I think a lot of people have them and Vitality as the favorites after Dignitas got beaten today already by a Stormtroopers team who are actually playing extremely well, by the way. It's not you know, a huge shameful defeat there for Dig by any means. Yeah, SRG look every bit as good as they did in the European Invitational right now, at least right up until the grand final, where they really didn't look good at all. Rex Ronde and Ocelon combining to put together a nice little 1-2, but it looks like Khaled is pretty good at 1v1, guys. Who knew? Wow, 4-0. Khaled dunks on the shot and then just flicks Dementsa. That's not good news, because Dementsa's probably going to have to play against Khaled later on, and that looked pretty easy for Khaled to get the better of him in that exchange. Obviously, this is 3v3, and I'm sure the 1v1 situations will play out pretty differently, but it's definitely an indicator of what to expect. But yeah, these guys, they've got no weak matchups. They're like Vitality in that regard. They are just good at all the game modes. They're good at 1v1, they're good at 2v2, they're good at 3v3, so they're going to be incredibly hard to beat when you have to play them in all three of these modes. And yeah, right now I'm already hoping for a Vitality SRG matchup. I would just love to see it, but Nameless make their first claim to this series. Great pass to Dementia. Nice little knockdown there by Ocelon, keeping it away from the goalie there was key. If he shot that near post, it would have been an easy save. What's the ping for SRG? Probably like 80 or 100 or something. Yeah, 80 to 100. That's always what they get. They're apparently, well, I mean, based on the ping that they do get, they must live in the northern side of Saudi Arabia. It's a huge country. They must live pretty close to Europe. Hold on, look at this. Nameless with a little comeback here, and that is not good defense by Khaled. Very unfavorable 50-50, and very easy goal at the end of it all for Nameless. They've got plenty time left in this game to make a comeback happen. SRG needs to be careful. That's another time that they're getting caught off guard. Making a passing play that does look a bit risky. Now let's see what Nameless have left in the tank. Do they have any more than 2 goals here? You know, if one thing, I will say that SRG look like they're playing defensive corner play quite dangerously at times. It's twice now that Khaled's been putting himself in a position for a challenge on the outside of the ball, and if you do that, dunks can just fly straight into your goal. They can fly straight center like they did earlier, and again, look at this! Defensive corner play falling to pieces for SRG, and Demet's able to capitalize. This is Khaled again, just not getting a good touch in the corner. You know, this is usually something that he's so good at and so consistent at, but maybe SRG's defense today has been causing the problems, because I mean, offensively they looked great earlier, but as soon as we put them in defense, they are falling to pieces. That's actually a somewhat open net. Ahmad is there, but only in half. Oh my goodness, it's actually a 4-goal comeback. Oh, what is going on to SRG's defense? That is insane. Nameless, make it look easy. But you have to wonder, you know, there's so many defensive misplays by both of these teams. What will this series look like if these mistakes get ironed out? I honestly have no idea. I mean, at the start of the game, Nameless were making bad touches in defense. Now SRG with several, and Nameless have all the momentum now. 4 goals in a row. And you're wondering, will they get a chance to come back with, you know, 3 minutes left? They only took half the time. That's insane. SRG really need to solidify here. They need to start off this series by making their defense look somewhat functional, because right now they do not look at all organized. And that's another chance for Rix. He's going to put it high. Bumped by Ocelon. Demet not wanting to come in on that one, but SRG are up against the ropes here, guys. Suddenly Nameless look like the favorites for the 3v3 rounds. But man, it looks like SRG's offense is on point. Defense, definitely not there. And that's kind of similar to how they looked when they first burst onto the scene. Their offense was unbelievable, but defensively they were not organized. They were, you know, definitely making a lot of misplays. So that's something for Nameless to try and capitalize on. Today, that seems to be an issue. Can they hang on whenever SRG are in attack? It looks like goals are coming. That's good defense by Dement. He closes down the infield pass. Senzo over 1. He's going under the second, but Rick stays low enough. Now 3v1. Khaled alone at the back. He's not had a good corner play this entire game, and he's not going to get one here either. Demensa clutches it. And what a comeback win that is for Nameless. It looked like it was going to be a walk in the park for SRG, but Dement puts it underneath the challenge to clutch game 1. Surely that's game, with only a second left on the clock. And it is. SRG concede 5 goals in a row in what has to go down as one of the most ridiculous throws in 3v3 history. The reason I'm calling it somewhat of a throw is because every single goal that I can remember, at least, that Nameless scored had some element of SRG just not making good touches in defense. They were, you know, we saw Khaled smashing the ball off the sidewall. We saw, I think, multiple bad 50-50s in the corner. If SRG just stayed goal side on the ball, off the ball in the corner here in this game, I don't think they concede probably not more than 2 goals. I think they conceded at least 3 off huge corner misplays. Now, the same thing can be said of how Nameless started this series. So really, these teams look pretty close in 3v3 overall, because defensively, Nameless started this one off in terrible fashion. They were just losing possession. They were ending up giving the ball straight to SRG to score. Yeah, this might be the most important game of the series now for Nameless. Khaled and Ahmad are a ridiculously good 2v2 duo, but Nameless have all the momentum right now. And if Nameless win this, that then gives them full control of the series. That would force SRG to be the ones who are playing the other team's selected matchup in the last game of the series, should it head there. So SRG really need this win if they want to keep control of the series. That's the only world where they can get to wins from Khaled to just send them into the tournament here. So far, not looking too bad for Nameless. That was a bit risky, but shot was off target. Ocelon had most angles covered. Khaled slow plays him, and he's just going to walk it in. Khaled too good again in the 1v1 position. There's Ahmad setting it up in the corner. He just looks so composed every time he gets into a 1v1 spot there. Khaled, always the favorite to score from that sort of spot, but will SRG be able to hold on to this win? Lead, I should say, because they definitely didn't do a good job holding on to their 4-goal lead that they had at the end of the last game. Just an absolutely crazy day of 3v3 for SRG, who, by the way, had a 3-goal comeback to beat Barcelona in 3v3 in the previous round to this. And now they've had a 4-goal loss. Just ridiculous stuff. Ahmad, tested by Ocelon. He will keep it in the corner. It's been a great day for Dement, who's probably the player least people know coming into this tournament for Nameless. Rix and Ocelon, of course, go further back than he does, but he's been popping off in ones, beating all kinds of players there. Clutches the 3v3 game. Now, can he do the same in 2v2? Infield towards Ocelon. Khaled on the run. Demensa's coming after him. Ahmad has to save him probably. No, Khaled actually totally fine in the 1v2. Should never have doubted him. You know, the chaotic positions that were emerging in the 3v3 don't really happen so much in 2v2, so SRG's maybe defensive weaknesses are not really being shown as much now, because the ball is generally moving around more slowly in 2v2. There's more time on it. Oh, Khaled with a disgusting mind game. How many times is he going to get 1v1 goals on Ocelon this game? There's the second one. Ocelon absolutely terrified of the side flip shot there that Khaled is so famous for. But he should have been afraid of the mind game as well, as SRG roar ahead to another lead early on. But hey, who knows how many goals Nameless are willing to come back from. Maybe this is just the setup for the ultimate script. Nameless letting 4 goals in so that they then go on to win 5-4. I can only imagine that's what they're doing right now, because they've conceded again. SRG trying to hang on now to this lead. That's really what they should be focusing on right now. Not trying to extend it, just trying to solidify it. And that's not the kind of solidifying play that I'm seeing there from Ahmad. That boost steal, bit risky. Left Khaled alone at the back briefly, but Ahmad is in time with his rotation. Yeah, if SRG throw this one, that's just incredible. Okay, they're going to get another goal by looks of things. Khaled, oh, just couldn't squeeze in the shot off the back wall. Ahmad with the back pass now. Khaled decides to take this one into the air. Mind game was read by Dement. That was really nice by him to react to that one, and that should be a goal actually. Ocelon starts to come back 1 goal sooner. Now here it comes. Nameless are a totally different team in the second half of the game. We already know that. Can they get another 2? 2 minutes left. They've got time. I mean, they've already shown us what they could do with 2 minutes. They can easily bring this one back. SRG have left gaps that are exploitable. They've not been playing ultra safe, but that's a really dangerous attack though by Dement. Ahmad's hit the bar. Khaled going to show him how it's done. Bottom right corner. And neither Ocelon or Dement is able to keep that one out of the net. Okay, I think what has happened here is that Nameless have realized, wait a minute, we started to come back 1 goal too soon. We're supposed to wait until SRG score 4 goals and then come back to beat them. So now they've let in another goal. They're going to start the comeback again. Don't worry. I think I've figured out their strategy for this one. Ahmad gets some mind game on Ocelon, but not Demensa. You know, this really is the limit though. I think if they concede again, it's over. SRG can't possibly lose 4 goals in 2v2 in a minute. No way. I would... Okay, I was about to say I'll bet my house on it. I don't technically own a house, so maybe I'll bet my my PC on it. Right, Ocelon against Khaled. He doesn't get the better of him again. Khaled, you know, for all of his struggles defensively in the 3v3 today, he's looked phenomenal in 1v1 positions when they have emerged in 2s and 3s. That does bode very well for SRG in the next game for this round. But I'm excited. If Nameless send out Demensa for this, I'm so hyped to see that matchup, because Demensa's already beaten Scrub and OSM today. And OSM is actually someone who's been taking games off Khaled recently, so if Dement can beat the guy who beat Khaled, maybe he can actually beat Khaled as well. And then the ball's right back in their court. They've got full control of the series. Able to pick the last game matchup. Ossalon with a big bump onto Khaled, and that's going to be nice to get his own back there. Khaled had Ossalon's number a couple times earlier this game, but now Ossalon gets his 1 goal past him. Looks like it's too late to make the 2v2 competitive. Maybe there's a chance still for Nameless. They've got a reasonable position here. Will they get a goal out of it? Denied at the near post by Khaled. Ahmad and Khaled is trying to make awkward touches in the ball here. Let the clock do the work for them, and I think they've done enough, even if that went in. Time just really wasn't there to get another goal before 0 seconds. Or to get 2 other goals before 0 seconds, I should say. Ahmad, oh, just denied the double touch at the end of the game. But we've arrived at a scoreline which isn't all that surprising. You know, if you told me before this series started that we're going to have a 1-1 between SRG and Nameless, I would say, yeah, that makes sense. I could see that. SRG definitely haven't had the best day in 3v3. But then if you show me the matches, I'm thinking, what on earth is going on? This is ridiculous. But hey, anyone who thinks this is already a done deal for Khaled, you might have another thing coming, because Demensa has already beaten Scrub and OSM today in multiple 1v1s. So let's see if he can pull another upset out the bag against the best in the world right now for 1v1. Khaled really is the king of this game mode, and upsetting him has got to be the best, I'd say the greatest achievement that you can make in this tournament. But you know, it is just one game. Will Demensa figure out a way to get Khaled in a precarious position? It's the bounce dribble that we've all become so well aware of. Demensa gets 1 save on it. Khaled still has control, but that bodes well for Demensa. He, lost 1 goal against Khaled in the 3v3 to a dribble that you just didn't see coming. Oh, Khaled with the air dribble. Now, is this going to be a bump? Yes, it is. Khaled too solid with the air dribble bump. And I like that play against what we just saw from Demensa, because on the previous play, Demensa goes for the goal, shadows the play. Now, what do you do against a shadowing defender? You air dribble bump them, because one of the counters to the air dribble bump is an early challenge. And Demensa's not really shown that he's willing to do that. Khaled immediately adjusts, and he's got another goal as well. Another one for Khaled. Demensa's gonna need to step up the aggression. Using the wall to defend a near post flick is almost never a good idea. But I really think the bigger problem there is that right now Demensa's backing off on every play. He has to be less predictable, and that's a little bit more surprising. Great shooting by Demensa. This is far from an easy shot, because the ball kind of lined up very straight for him. Not a lot of an angle to work with, but he found the top corner. There we go. Demensa not going to roll over in this matchup, like we have seen from a few other players up against top level competition. It's a good touch by Demensa, but he's got to hurry up back to goal here. Khaled's already coming at him. And there's an early challenge. That is what he needs to do. Demensa is also making mid-series adaptations here. That's what I talked about. You can't just back off on every play, because Khaled will know that's coming and start to punish him with slow plays, air dribbles. Demensa, now that he's thrown in 1 early challenge, he'll be much less predictable for Khaled. Unfortunately, I don't think he's executed that play the way that he wanted to. He's trying to get a flip reset on the ball, I would imagine. He's ended up falling a bit in front of him. Demensa's had to go into the crossbar here. Does he have the turn for the open net? Yes, he does. Nice recovery by Demensa. Khaled making a pretty standard play here, challenging the aerial early. But Demensa had the better landing of the two, and he kept the ball in the middle. That was the key to that shot, just making sure the ball doesn't bounce to safety for Khaled. Oh, what dunk as well. Demensa's equalised. And that is a huge play. because arguably Khaled had the advantage there. But Demenza read the play beautifully. He just started reversing straight into the ball. That is huge. If he just drove away, Khaled would have had mid-boost and possession for free. Oh, Khaled heard the flip from Demenza. He's played for the boost steal, but Demenza's going for the shot. He's one step ahead again. And he's making Khaled look second best in the IQ game right now, because that's twice in a row that Demenza reads what Khaled is doing. You know, Khaled thinks he's the one making the counterplay, but he's actually getting countered. Demenza with another early shot. That's a good one, actually. Khaled forced to make a save and land inside his own goal. That is not a good result for him, because all the boost is gone now. Demenza in full control of the play. He's got a nice setup. Khaled read the mind game, keeps it away from the goal for now. This is still a huge advantage for Demenza in the play. He should get a goal here if he plays his cards right. Khaled on 0 boost. Demenza waits for the shot and finally gets it past him, and there you go. Even with a miss on the post, he's still got such a massive boost advantage that he's able to turn it into a goal. But the key in that play was to keep away. Demenza never let Khaled take a 50-50. That is so impressive. And you know, this guy probably having the biggest single impact of any player in this tournament today. Already has wins over Scrub and OSM, and now he's beating Khaled as well with half the game already gone. It's a nice challenge. You know, I said that he has to start challenging early. He's done so several times, and it's not often that you see Khaled a bit lost for what to do, but he doesn't know what to do here. He's tried to shoot early on that last play, didn't work out. He's out a goal, and now that's another goal for Demenza. Wow, Demenza is popping off right now. Insane comeback here, and not just a comeback, but completely dominating the game all of a sudden. And what do you do now if you're Khaled? You're expected to win. You're down by 2. Well, that's a decent start. Just sneaking the ball past the near post. You know, you got to look at the similarities here. When is Demenza conceding? He's conceding when he's backing off into his goal. Every single goal that he's letting in, pretty much when he's trying to react to what Khaled is doing. I'm not saying he should rush every play, but he should definitely, I think, rush the majority, because Khaled is just too good at playing against defensive players. That's not a very good shot, though. Khaled looks pretty shaken by what's happening here. Now, you can never count Khaled out. He's had ridiculous comebacks in the past as well, so I know this is far from over. Oh, and he does him dirty. Khaled just walks past Demenza at the near post. And I don't know how he saw this challenge coming. Khaled, after seeing Demenza go to goal so many times today, you know, had to really think hard to know that a challenge was coming there. Khaled just has the better landing to get the kickoff to go in his favor. Super close game between these two. Khaled's got the bounce dribble going the right way, though. This is a really bad position for Demenza, and Khaled shows us exactly why. If you let him cross over that midline without putting in a challenge, you are not making a save. It's just way too hard. There's too many angles to cover. If Demenza goes in earlier, Khaled's just going to shoot at the near post. If he goes in late, he shoots far post. Khaled back in the driver's seat. He's not got enough power on that shot, but there may be a follow-up here. Khaled has no respect for Demenza's recovery, and he's up 7-6 now. I was honestly surprised to see Khaled go for this, because most of the time that's a pretty risky play to go for. But it looks like Khaled saw the in and out save coming, and he was able to put the ball across the line before Demenza got there. Demenza's got the advantage in this play. Khaled's going to try and stay with the ball now, because if it flies away, Demenza will take control. Khaled able to get a boost steal. Demenza comes away with possession. That's got to be good for him. Final minute of the game. Demenza, I think, really needs to win this if his team are going to have a chance to win this series, because 2v2 did look pretty good for SRG. I would expect SRG actually to pick the 2v2 because of how close this 1v1 has been. Just 30 seconds left. Can Demenza come back? That's a nice fake challenge. He's got Khaled to flinch, but Khaled just gets the control right back. That's a huge bump play. And now Demensa has to come forward. He doesn't want to. Khaled's forcing him to make that play. As the clock just doesn't allow Demensa to back off. He's going to walk in and take the ball pretty free though. Khaled's not landed very well here. Demensa's past him. That's a tie game. Khaled with the misplay. Demensa immediately punishes him. But right there, Khaled didn't get the touch on the ball that he wanted. He's trying to knock the ball into the corner, missed it, and then it was all in Demensa's control. 5 seconds left. Nameless versus SRG, proving to be an incredibly close matchup. Demensa with a chance to clutch it on 0. Khaled doesn't let him, and actually he's got a chance. How much time does he have here? Not a lot. Demensa with the demo from behind. Overtime for game 3. Whoever wins this is going to be the heavy favorite to win this matchup. And you know, you've got to give props to Demensa, win or lose here. What a performance to take Khaled to overtime. He is really proven to be a beast in the 1v1. It's just best of ones, essentially, is what they are. Khaled in control, but in an awkward position. He will turn that into a demo, though. It's wide open. Khaled shoots, far post, and he wins. Clutch demo by Khaled. And he has the confidence to play for the open net off the wall. How many times have we seen open net misses today? Not from Khaled. Overtime, doesn't matter. He's still going to put that in. What a game though, ladies and gentlemen. SRG and Nameless not yet done. Nameless turn to pick the game mode. I think they're going to go for 3v3 here. I really don't see any other game mode getting picked, but you never know. What if what if they decide to give Demensa another go? Because here's what I'm thinking, right? If Nameless pick 3v3, even if they win, they still probably have to play against Khaled in the 1v1 in the last match, or Khaled and Ahmed in the 2v2 in the last match, and they'll have lost the previous match to them if they do that. Like, Demensa would go into the 1v1 having lost the last time they played. Demensa and Oslan, they would go in against Ahmed and Khaled having lost the last time they played. Now, the way that they can kind of get momentum back on their side is just straight away rematch the 1v1 here. Because, hey, if you lose, you were probably going to lose the series anyway. It looks like it's going to be 3s, but I would have been interested to see a 1s here. Demensa just, you know, runs it back, and then you get maybe another rematch in 1s in the last match, with suddenly Demensa having all the momentum on his side. It would have been interesting, but we're not going to go down that route. It's going to be 3s for the, I almost said for the last round, for the 4th round here. Let's wait for Rocket League to load, then we're going to get right back into it. Just got a little bit of an extended loading screen here. Might be sent back to the main menu, actually, by looks of things, but that's fine. They might expect SRG to pick 2s, so yeah. I think SRG would pick 2s in Game 5. I think if we go to Game 5 here, SRG probably pick 2s. Probably pick 2s. And I don't disagree with the 3s pick here at all by Nameless. I think it's a pretty smart thing. Let me just get back into the game here, guys. Looks like we've been kicked. The lobby closed, but that should be fine. We're going to get right back into it. Yeah, this is the last match of the EU qualifier for today, guys. Again, I've got to say a huge thank you to all of you for tuning into this stream. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We've got another EU qualifier stream tomorrow, and we've also got NA qualifier coming up later tonight. Actually, the NA qualifier will be starting immediately after the EU qualifier is done. I won't be live. I'll be skipping the first round because I need to go eat something. I haven't eaten since lunch today, and it is now 10:30 p.m. But I'm pretty sure there will be some other casters live with different Fusion Qualifier matchups, so you guys will have something to watch. And yes, I will be casting NA Quals later today. Just, oh, nice save by Ocelon. Now that's somewhat open. Demensa couldn't get his car around it. But yeah, I'll be casting 5 rounds of NA Quals. I'll be casting all the North American Qualifier matches, so, like the matches that actually result in teams qualifying for the tournament. I'll be casting all of those, so I will be going live again later. Just going to take a 1 hour break, maybe a 1 hour 20-minute break or so after this series, because I've been casting for about 5 hours now and I need to go eat something. Yeah, we still got the rest of this series to go before that, so let's see if SRG can fix their problems. I mean, what is going on in defense? I swear every time that you put SRG in defense today, they look so chaotic. But really, I think the win condition here for SRG is just stay goal side. If they are in the defensive corner, get goal side of the ball, don't give Nameless a clear shot. That is the play that they need to be making over and over again. Now, Nameless, their best play is probably not going down 4-0. I think if they do that, their chances to win this one are going to increase significantly. It looks like they've had a couple of panic flips to start off this game. Rick's with a couple there. You know, they must have been pretty hyped about that 3v3 win there. Coming back from 4 goals down to win against SRG. It's got to feel pretty good, but then that's the problem about playing SRG in this format is, yeah, you can beat them in 3s, but then you got to play them in 2s and 1s. So all that momentum is probably going to be gone. Oh, nice shot by Ricks, though, as they do get their first goal in this game. That is a really good finish. Look at that pre-flip by Ricks. That's disgusting. To equalize here before SRG go ahead by force. Already a major difference to the game 1 of this series. You know, I called Ricks out for panic flipping earlier. He's immediately redeemed himself and now sets up Ocelon to score. And Nameless look extremely good in this 3s matchup. But look what just happened. Senzo, back corner 50-50. Was he goal side? No, he was not. He was on the outside of the ball. It's bounced into the middle, and Nameless have scored. We have seen that time and time again this series. The challenges in the back corner for SRG are just nowhere near safe enough. Now, Ricks has got a tough read here. He's got a piece of it. Nice follow-up by Demensa to help him out. Another shot batters the crossbar. Senzo off the post. SRG in offense still look incredibly difficult to keep at bay because they're so quick into position for just about every single touch, and every touch they make is a boomer. But when they're in defense, they look like a totally different team. They're leaking goals left, right, and center. That's some nice play in the back corner by Khaled. Long awaited. Now, Senzo sends another one long. You know, the 2v2 and the 1v1 didn't look as one-sided as I expected them to. I thought that Khaled would be able to dispose of Demensa before overtime for sure. And I did think that Khaled and Ahmad would, you know, look comfortable in the 2v2. But that was not the case. They had to really work for it. So if Nameless can hang on to this lead, we really do have a legitimate Game 5, a competitive Game 5. To finish off the EU qualifier today. It's good control by Ahmad. He's passed 2. 50-50 from Ricks. Goes on the wrong side. Made the same mistake that SRG have been making all day in 3s. Ahmad denied by Ocelon. The speed of Nameless is definitely increasing. They've adjusted. They've adapted to SRG's offensive capabilities. They're starting to have more success stopping SRG in the final third. But are they going to stop this one? They're not. Great pass from Khaled. And it's off a strong 50-50. And you know, this is one of the other reasons why I'm so surprised by SRG struggling in their back corner with 50-50s and with defense, because usually the 50-50 game is so good for them. You know, Ahmad is also, right now, I think a top 10 ones player, not just Khaled. I think they're the only team in the tournament with 2 top 10 ones players in the rank ladder. Khaled's got another 1v1 position. Ricks gets a piece of it. It's a very nice job there by Ricks. He didn't have a lot of boost to make that happen. Ahmad, slow plays. Nice job by Ricks again. How to defend with 0 boost. Just take a look at that play. I would still say Nameless, they've got to have the edge in this one. SRG have just looked way too inconsistent today for me. Composure by Demensa in defense. Draws in multiple SRG players. Ricks away from danger, but not too far. That's not a good bounce. Senzo actually sends it back into his own half, and it's almost open, and Khaled is there. That's the kind of play SRG want to avoid. Giving away a free goal would not do well for their mentality, their confidence. Going into the last game of the series, Senzo leaves the net wide open. Demos one, bumps another. Ahmad puts it in. And that is a huge play by Senzo. Just claps Ricks off the back wall. And SRG are just 31 seconds away from qualifying to Fusion EU. Can they hang on? Unlike they did in game 1. That's a really good touch by Khaled. Corner play coming in. Oh my goodness, what is happening though? As soon as I give them a compliment for the defensive play, we got a team bump. Senzo's going to carry it clear. That's a lot of time wasted. Demensa needs to get this ball moving, and he needs to get it moving quick. There it is, in field to Riggs. Khaled stays goal side. Still a chance for Nameless before the clock hits 0. Senzo going to waste as much time as possible here. Now all they need to do is get the ball into the ground. SRG just have a huge goal to score in now. A big green one. Nameless have a very small blue one that they're aiming at. They're still looking for it. Nameless trying but failing, unfortunately for them. And SRG get revenge in the 3v3. They will advance through the upper bracket. GG's. Well played, man. What a series. Not the series I was expecting. Nameless looking really, really good. You've got to give it to them. What a well-rounded team. Looking solid in all 3 game modes. SRG not looking anywhere near as good defensively as they did in 3v3 in the European Invitational, but still really a tough team to beat in this format. They're just so solid. But yeah, guys, that is the EU matches are done for today. John McDonald's Happy Meal were able to sweep Aeriality and Sauce. OSM, Magnus, Tigray, and a lot of advanced to lower bracket round 2 as well. All these lower bracket round 2 matches are going to be, we're going to be starting off the stream tomorrow with them. I'll probably be going live either 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. UK time. If you want to know what time any of these matches are happening at, if you see one that tickles your fancy, then go to the Liquipedia bracket. It's liquipedia.net/rocketleague/johnnyboy_I/fusion/Europe/qualifier. Bit of a long one there, but yeah, I'm sure you could find it. If you look on my Twitter, on the Fusion website, you'll find a link to the Wikipedia page. You click on a match, it'll tell you when that match is happening in your own time zone. This is 5 o'clock British summertime for me. Exactly 18 hours from now. Well, 18 hours, 20 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah, it should adapt that to your time zone if you click on it yourselves. I want to give a few thank yous today before we finish off this EU part of the qualifier stream. First of all, thank you to Subpar but an HD, Shogun, Lawler, and Jorby for covering other games in the bracket. I can't wait to go and watch those back. Some really entertaining ones to go and see on the VOD. Big thanks to Psyonix for giving us a go ahead for this tournament, and also giving us the in-game esports button. That's insane support from Psyonix, and we really do appreciate that, because this wouldn't be the same without them. Wouldn't be possible without them at all. And yeah, definitely check out the casters I did mention. I think all their links should be there. So yeah, they've just been posted by Nightbot, Shogun, Jorby, Shogun, Jorby, Lawler, and Subharban HD. Go give them a follow on Twitch. They will be covering more of the qualifier action tomorrow, and in fact I think Lawler and Jorby are continuing to cover the action tonight for the NA qualifier, which is kicking off in 20 minutes time. Yeah, this is the last match of the EU qualifier for today, guys. Again, I've got to say a huge thank you to all of you for tuning into this stream. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We've got another EU qualifier stream tomorrow, and we've also got NA qualifier coming up later tonight. Actually, the NA qualifier will be starting immediately after the EU qualifier is done. I won't be live. I'll be skipping the first round because I need to go eat something. I haven't eaten since lunch today, and it is now 10:30 p.m. But I'm pretty sure there will be some other casters live with different Fusion qualifier matchups, so you guys will have something to watch. And yes, I will be casting NA quals later today. Just oh, nice save by Ocelon. Now that's somewhat open. Demensa couldn't get his car around it. But yeah, I'll be casting 5 rounds of NA quals. I'll be casting all the North American qualifier matches, like the matches that actually result in teams qualifying for the tournament. I'll be casting all of those. So I will be going live again later. Just going to take a 1 hour break, maybe a 1 hour 20-minute break or so after this series, because I've been casting for about 5 hours now and I need to go eat something. Yeah, we still got the rest of this series to go before that, so let's see if SRG can fix their problems. I mean, what is going on in defense? I swear every time that you put SRG in defense today, they look so chaotic. But really, I think the win condition here for SRG is just stay goal side. If they are in the defensive corner, get goal side of the ball. Don't give Nameless a clear shot. That is the play that they need to be making over and over again. Now, Nameless their best play is probably not going down 4-0. I think if they do that, their chances to win this one are going to increase significantly. It looks like they've had a couple of panic flips to start off this game. Rick's with a couple there. You know, they must have been pretty hyped about that 3v3 win there. Coming back from 4 goals down to win against SRG. It's got to feel pretty good, but then that's the problem about playing SRG in this format is, yeah, you can beat them in 3s, but then you got to play them in 2s and 1s. So all that momentum is probably going to be gone. Oh, nice shot by Ricks, though, as they do get their first goal in this game. That is a really good finish. Look at that pre-flip by Ricks. That's disgusting. To equalize here before SRG go ahead by force. Already a major difference to the game 1 of this series. You know, I called Ricks out for panic flipping earlier. He's immediately redeemed himself and now sets up Ocelon to score. And Nameless look extremely good in this 3s matchup. But look what just happened. Senzo, back corner 50-50. Was he goal side? No, he was not. He was on the outside of the ball. It's bounced into the middle, and Nameless have scored. We have seen that time and time again this series. The challenges in the back corner for SRG are just nowhere near safe enough. Now Ricks has got a tough read here. He's got a piece of it. Nice follow-up by Demensa to help him out. Another shot batters the crossbar. Senzo off the post. SRG in offense still look incredibly difficult to keep at bay because they're so quick into position for just about every single touch, and every touch they make is a boomer. But when they're in defense, they look like a totally different team. They're leaking goals left, right, and center. That's some nice play in the back corner by Khaled. Long awaited. Now, Senzo sends another one long. You know, the 2v2 and the 1v1 didn't look as one-sided as I expected them to. I thought that Khaled would be able to dispose of Demensa before overtime for sure. And I did think that Khaled and Ahmad would, you know, look comfortable in the 2v2. But that was not the case. They had to really work for it. So if Nameless can hang on to this lead, we really do have a legitimate Game 5, a competitive Game 5. To finish off the EU qualifier today. It's good control by Ahmad. He's past 2. 50-50 from Ricks. Goes on the wrong side. Made the same mistake that SRG have been making all day in 3s. Ahmad denied by Ocelon. The speed of Nameless is definitely increasing. They've adjusted, they've adapted to SRG's offensive capabilities. They're starting to have more success stopping SRG in the final third. But are they going to stop this one? They're not. Great pass from Khaled. And it's off a strong 50-50. And you know, this is one of the other reasons why I'm so surprised by SRG struggling in their back corner with 50-50s and with defense, because usually the 50-50 game is so good for them. You know, Ahmad is also, right now, I think a top 10 ones player, not just Khaled. I think they're the only team in the tournament with 2 top 10 ones players in the rank ladder. Khaled's got another 1v1 position. Ricks gets a piece of it. It's a very nice job there by Ricks. He didn't have a lot of boost to make that happen. Ahmad, slow plays. Nice job by Ricks again. How to defend with 0 boost. Just take a look at that play. I would still say Nameless, they've got to have the edge in this one. SRG have just looked way too inconsistent today for me. Composure by Demensa in defense. Draws in multiple SRG players. Ricks away from danger, but not too far. That's not a good bounce. Senzo actually sends it back into his own half, and it's almost open, and Khaled is there. That's the kind of play SRG want to avoid. Giving away a free goal would not do well for their mentality, their confidence. Going into the last game of the series, Senzo leaves it out wide open. Demos one, bumps another. Ahmad puts it in. And that is a huge play by Senzo. Just claps Ricks off the back wall. And SRG are just 31 seconds away from qualifying to Fusion EU. Can they hang on? Unlike they did in game 1. That's a really good touch by Khaled. Corner play coming in. Oh my goodness, what is happening though? As soon as I give them a compliment for the defensive play, we got a team bump. Senzo's going to carry it clear. That's a lot of time wasted. Demensa needs to get this ball moving, and he needs to get it moving quick. There it is, in field to Ricks. Khaled stays goal side. Still, a chance for Nameless before the clock hits 0. Senzo going to waste as much time as possible here. Now all they need to do is get the ball into the ground. SRG just have a huge goal to score in now. A big green one. Nameless have a very small blue one that they're aiming at. They're still looking for it. Nameless trying but failing, unfortunately for them. And SRG get revenge in the 3v3. They will advance through the upper bracket. GG's. Well played. Man, what a series. Not the series I was expecting. Nameless looking really, really good. You've got to give it to them. What a well-rounded team. Looking solid in all 3 game modes. SRG not looking anywhere near as good defensively as they did in 3v3 in the European Invitational, but still really a tough team to beat in this format. They're just so solid. But yeah, guys, that is the EU matches are done for today. John McDonald's Happy Meal were able to sweep Aeriality and Sauce. OSM, Magnus, Tigre, and a lot of advanced to lower bracket round 2 as well. All these lower bracket round 2 matches are we're going to be starting off the stream tomorrow with them. I'll probably be going live either 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. UK time. If you want to know what time any of these matches are happening at, if you see one that tickles your fancy, then go to the Liquipedia bracket. It's liquipedia.net/Rocket League/JohnnyBoy_I/Fusion/Europe/Qualifier. Bit of a long one there, but yeah, I'm sure you could find it. If you look on my Twitter, on the Fusion website, you'll find a link to the Wikipedia page. You click on a match, it'll tell you when that match is happening in your own time zone. This is 5 o'clock British summertime for me, exactly 18 hours from now. Well, 18 hours, 20 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah, it should adapt that to your time zone if you click on it yourselves. I want to give a few thank yous today before we finish off this EU part of the qualifier stream. First of all, thank you to Subpar but an HD Shogun, Lawler and Jorby for covering other games in the bracket. I can't wait to go and watch those back. Some really entertaining ones to go and see on the VOD.